Guys, today we're gonna fix this old Aussie truck behind us.
What in the crap? It's not an Aussie truck.
No, it's not an Aussie truck. I'm sorry. I'm picking on my partner here because he loves the El Camino, but it's old and it's been sitting for a while and parts are worn out on it, and the steering system's got leaks. And the steering box is the biggest leak on it right now. We've already replaced the power steering pump, and we got a solution for this leaky power steering pump or power steering box that's gonna also improve performance.
I've got this box that Borgeson sent us.
Yeah, Borgeson sent us that box that had this box inside of it. So normally these things do wear out. These cars sit, the seals go bad in them, and they weren't that good to start with. But they have a new upgraded version. This is 12:7-to-1 gear ratio, which is going to make your steering go from 3 or 4 turns to 1.5 turns.
I don't even know what all those numbers mean. That's just a lot of numbers.
Yeah, I don't really know what most of them mean either. I know it's going to turn quicker now. And they also sent us their new upgraded steering shaft. It slides in and out. It's got
hold on. Watch me do that and bust myself in the face. Hold on, listen. I like that noise. So this is a whole new steering shaft?
This does away with the rag joint. Everybody who's had old cars knows about rag joints, and they're just...
Wait. Is that rag joint? Is that like the little piece of rubber? Mm-hmm. Ooh, let me show you what that is.
That is a rag joint.
You know what? I just assume that's a rag joint.
But those things get slack in them quite often.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just damn rubber in between some bolts.
It was their old way of having like a steering dampener. But now Borgeson, which started in 1914 making those U-joints, that's where they started. And then in 1982, new owners acquired the company and they switched to making gearboxes. So since 1982, they've specialized in gearboxes and U-joints for your aftermarket needs.
That's your history lesson for the day about Borgeson. Now back to the regularly scheduled program.
So with this new steering box and steering arm, this is something you can do yourself. You could do this in your driveway. You could do it in your garage. We do have the car on a lift because we have a lift, but this is very DIY friendly. It's not that many bolts. It's not that hard to do. You do need this pitman arm puller. That is important. That pitman arm is not going to slide right off there. I have whooped on some in my past and gotten them off there, but not always. Not going to take too many tools. I think I have the bulk of them laid out here. We're going to try to even do this with our electric impacts just to make it more relative to how you may be doing it. You can do this yourself. You can get this part. You can upgrade your steering. You can fix your leaks, and you can do it all with Borgeson. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and disconnect the lines from the steering box just so the system can drain while we're doing everything else. It'd be nice to have a line wrench. This is an 11/16. We don't have one. We're just going to hope and pray that they come loose without rounding off and I don't bust my knuckles to death.
Oh, you got it.
That one came. Once it breaks loose, normally it's pretty easy to get out of there. Oh, that one came too, baby.
You got it.
Now, while we're up here, I'm going to go ahead and get the old steering shaft out. If you look right here,
I see it.
That little bolt, that 11mm bolt is holding this steering shaft to the gearbox. And then if you look right up here, right there is a 15mm, I believe, that's holding this bolt, goes all the way through this steering column shaft that comes in and connects it. So that whole piece should come out after we get those 2 bolts. I got a wobble just because it makes life easier, but you don't have to have one. You could rotate everything. All right, there's that bolt. We got to keep up with that. We may not have to. I think the new one's got bolts.
Now you need the other one. There's a 15?
I got it right here. Let's turn that steering wheel a little bit.
Ah, okay. I'll tell you when. Keep going. There you go. You're straight up and down. Right there. No.
Yeah, it's going to bounce back some.
Right there. Nope, keep going. All right, that'll work. Got it.
We don't need that one again. Let me get my hammer. Bazinga.
All right, we'll show the folks at home the difference.
Yeah, let's go see. Look at that nastiness.
Ugh.
You got a nice U-joint instead of this crappy rag joint. And then you've got another U-joint up here instead of this. This is just like a pivot joint. I don't know. This just looks nicer, doesn't it? All right, let's lift the car up and get the box off. Yeah, we're taking that big bolt right there off.
That's the pitman arm.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Pull that bolt off there.
We're gonna try. We're gonna see if this.
See if this battery-powered impacty. Oh, like butter, son.
Yeah, buddy, we got it.
Next thing we're gonna do,
we need the pitman arm puller.
We need the pitman arm puller.
And that's gonna pull the pitman arm. You got this OEM pitman arm puller from O'Reilly's. I was trying to figure out what socket it would fit, and it wouldn't fit any socket because it's rounded off. It's like worn out. But we have this OMT, not OEM, OMT. But this is a ball joint separator tie rod end remover kit. I don't know, let me show you something. Right here in this kit, that looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. I mean, there's a little difference in these two things. But we're gonna try this one because it's brand new and it's ours, we got it. Let's see if we can make this work. You do like this?
Yeah.
Oh, dang boy. Look at that, I can figure this out.
You're a regular old mechanic.
Dude, this is exactly what this is.
Put the beans on it. I think you're gonna need 1/2 inch.
All right, we about to find out. Here we go. You are right.
Was I?
Barely. Okay, we got 3 5/8 bolts that we got to remove. It's going to allow us to pull this steering box off.
Yeah, you just gotta hold your mouth right.
I just got to move this damn pitman arm out the way.
Look at there.
That thing's heavy. We got the old one out. What's the next step? Put the new one in?
Put the new one in.
Damn, this is pretty dang easy.
You want to clean up stuff under there with some brake clean right quick, or you just want to slap a Roni?
Let me look. Hold on. Let's look and see how dirty it is. It is a little dirty because I couldn't get there. I couldn't pressure wash behind that.
Right.
So we'll just spray some brake clean up in this sucker. Let me grab some.
All right, so he's gonna get this area cleaned up, get it prepared, and then we can slide this new Borgeson steering box in there. And we're just gonna repeat all the steps that came off just in reverse and put this sucker on, be ready to rock and roll.
All right, I'm gonna go to the hardware store, see if I can find a bolt, because this one is pretty crusty. I'm gonna head over to Brawley's and see if I can't find a replacement. Luckily, not too far down the road, we've got the coolest hardware store on the planet right down the road. Y'all come on. Doing good? Y'all causing trouble today? I got these things on the wall that tell us that's not it.
No,
That's not it.
7/16. 7/16 by 14.
Is that what it is? That's what it looks like.
Yep,
Okay,
that might work.
that probably will work. Whoa, whoa. Hey now, calm down.
All right, let's go.
Let's get out of here. All right.
And presto.
Presto, $3.29, and we're on our way back to the shop. Hopefully that'll work.
So the new steering box from Borgeson is made to work with O-rings, but our lines on the car are flare style fittings. So they send this little adapter, and this goes down inside here, goes down in this hole, down in the hole. And that lets you use your flare lines again. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick these in here and then stick these protective caps back on. That way we don't get any trash inside of these lines and we don't have to fight trying to get these in once it's in the car.
So I was just asking the question, how do you know, is there like a lineup tools or something you gotta do to make sure your steering wheel's right?
I centered this box, so I went ahead and took this box while it was off the car, turned it all the way to the right, and counted my turns back to center, because I know it's 1.5 turns, and I checked it both directions, so I brought it 1.5 turns back to center. I got the wheels as straight as I could get them on the car, and then right here on this shaft, you can see there's a notch out of it where it's missing the spline. And inside this pitman arm, you can see it's got the same thing. It's got one of those notches on each side, so that pitman arm only will go on in one spot. The more you know. There she blows. We got our boxes back on here, so now we're gonna lower the car down and get our lines on and go ahead and get our steering shaft on. And it's pretty straightforward. At the steering column end, this bolt goes all the way through, just like the factory one would, and then it's got a secondary one here on the side.
What's that like, just for safety?
Yeah, just for safety. And then down here at the bottom, it's got one single Allen that you just thread in the Allen tight as you can and tighten this nut up. Shouldn't go anywhere. So we're gonna take this over here, we're gonna compress it, and we're gonna put her together. There it is. So here, I'm gonna show you. So you can see it's splined behind here, and there's a notch right here. We gotta get it on far enough so that that nut and bolt down there goes into that notch. Once you tighten it up, then it can't slide off.
Pusher.
Yeah, and then I'll have to tighten that from underneath.
Cool.
Or turn it, you know what I'm saying? We can steer it now. So now we've got everything together, so I'm gonna raise it back up. I'll tighten this steering notch up and do the rubber hose on the return line, and we're ready to put fluid in it. It works pretty good to raise your wheels up off the ground to bleed the system.
So now you're gonna raise the wheels up?
Well, I'm gonna fire it up right quick and let it run some. Just see if it pushes some through the system.
Well, watch how easy this sucker starts up, boy.
See, the steering wheel's hard as a rock right now. There's no fluid flowing through the system, and we gotta get all the air out of the system.
Oh, dang, that sucker is hard. That is not good. Let me get in there.
No,
we gotta lift it up.
We're gonna raise the wheels up. That lets it cycle through its motions without the resistance of the weight of the car, which will get the air out of the system.
Cool.
So you spin lock to lock, let it sit, lock to lock, let it sit, and get all the air out.
Oh, dude, it turns. Dang, dude, look at that.
Yeah, because there's no resistance on the tires right now.
Perfect, man. This
All
thing.
the way, hey, go all the way and kind of hold it for a sec, and then all the way back the other way.
Like this.
Kind of hold it for a sec. Now back to center. Right there. Hold on just a second.
That center?
You can see how much air is in it. It looks like milk.
Yeah, it
So
did not look like that earlier.
we ran it back and forth a few times. Now we're gonna let the fluid that's in the pump kind of release that air. Then we'll run it back through a couple more times.
There it went.
Yeah, it was the bubbly.
So now we wait.
Yeah, you're gonna have to let that fluid clear up a little bit, because if not, then you're just still putting air all back through
So
there.
let's just let it sit overnight.
We can do that.
We're gonna come back in the morning. Hopefully all the air is out of the system. And then we'll start this process over, going lock to lock, and seeing if that fixed everything. One finger. So all the way over. Pretty easy. It works pretty good. We go drive it, see how it really drives. All right, boy, we're about to test this steering now. I can already tell a difference right now. It's tight, like this steering wheel is tight. This thing rides like a dream too. It's floaty like an old car. But now the steering is not like an old car. It's like a new car. I wonder if we can do like a 360. Let's see.
Hold on, I'm sitting over here like this, just trying to film this little old shot.
Let's see. Look at that, boy. Look at that tight. Oh, we're gonna hit the curb. Tight turning radius. Look at that. Look at that, boy. This thing drives good. Look at that one finger, boy. Woo, switching lanes like whoop, whoop.
100 miles an hour, switching lanes like
Whoop.
He's a Kia boy.
Switching lanes like whoa. Yeah.
Show me that one finger.
One finger, man. Look at that, dude. Just nice. Turning like no other. Borgeson. I give it a thumbs up. So that was a super easy install. I mean, it takes 3 bolts to get that dang steering box off of there.
Yeah, I mean, it's harder to get the lines loose and not get messy, but everything else about it was super easy.
Yeah, 3 bolts. You've got a new steering box on there. The steering shaft was easy as well.
Yeah,
That's only
2 bolts.
2 bolts.
2 bolts, and you got an upgraded steering shaft, no more rag joint, nice American-made parts.
Yep, Borgeson. It's super easy, and it gets your classic ride steering super nice.
So hit up Borgeson.com so you can upgrade your classic car.
Y'all check it out. And remember, do what makes you happy.
Do what makes you happy, guys.